Hello to all the viewers out at Catz.org. With me are, I guess, the inevitable winners of CS:GO events nowadays. It's the winners, NIP. You played well, I guess. Again, no map loss, although against Anexis it was quite close. I guess maybe a little bit too close for comfort, but we're going to get to that. I want to start off by saying online, you actually lost once. And I guess that's a unicum. It doesn't happen all that often, so let's get into it. It was against Anexis. No, it was against the faculty, actually, in the EMS. And it wasn't Train, if I'm not mistaken.
On Mirage, I think.
On Mirage, that's right, actually, right. And you guys were ahead, and they kept coming back. And I think it showed the game that NIP played really well, because you guys always shift gears. You get ahead, and then when you notice that the other team is getting some rounds, you just sprint back straight ahead, and you couldn't get rid of them. So talk us through that game, and maybe was it a little bit of an expected loss? It was bound to happen someday, or was it really unexpected?
I mean, if you look at the previous matches that faculty played, they've been playing really well online. It's a shame they didn't do well this event. But I mean, they beat games just before us as well, and they were playing really well against us. So I can't really say that much about the game. It's always good to lose some games because we learn a lot from it. They obviously were playing really aggressive versus us as well. So not really that much to say. I mean, we're gonna lose eventually. So I would say that it was expected in one way. Whether or not it was in faculty or not. Again, it was online. We haven't lost a single map yet on LAN. But it's always a good thing to lose. So yeah, I can't really say that much about it. They played well. So.
Cool. Actually, you got a close game against Games as well in the run-up to this event, and we wrote an article about it saying that it was Jedi mind tricks. It was meant to be that way from day one, and you knew you were going to come back. And well, we got 50-50 results, and people saying it was absolute bullshit. Games are there now; they're going to beat them at the next line. And then some people were saying, yeah, that might actually be true. So shed some light on it. How right or how wrong were we?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say that Games has a really strong CT side on nuke. As for saving strats and whatnot, again, we don't really use that many strats. We just run around and kill people and adapt to what they're doing. I can't really say that we saved some strats. Obviously, we came back on CT side, which is something that we seem to do that a lot. When we're down, we seem to, like other people say, we switch gears and we keep on just rolling into rounds. As for the T side, maybe we were saving strats, maybe not. Who knows? It's gonna stay a mysterium.
How about some other teams that are up and coming in the scene? Because I think some of the teams are quite surprising. I don't think a lot of people expected faculty to become this good in CS:GO, and another team I think is Virtus.pro. Now you've always won against them, and I don't think they were really close matches, but I think it's really surprising how they play with the high ping and with the combination of players they have: Ukrainians, Russians, Kazakhs. So can you say a little bit about the experience of playing against them, and maybe what makes it so hard to play against Virtus.pro?
Well, just playing against teams like that in general, they're really good individually, which is something that we don't really fear it, but we know we have respect for the people that we know that's gonna be strong individually. Virtus.pro is a team like that. They shoot really hard, and you need to really hit that first headshot, otherwise you're gonna be fucked. Sorry for the language. No, but so playing teams like Virtus.pro as well as Nostalgia at this event, they have top aimers from their respective countries. So obviously they're just gonna be running around shooting headshots, which is it's working. I mean, they advanced from the group stage, came into the quarterfinals, and had to play us again. So obviously, a certain point of what they were doing was obviously working. Otherwise, they wouldn't have ended up in the quarterfinals. As for Virtus.pro in general, they have really strong 1.6 players. Obviously, they were really good in 1.6 as well. So it's just I think that the more time you give them, the stronger they will be.
All right, and one last mention that I want to have out at this event is Na'Vi, because I think they surprised a lot of people. The rumor was that they were practicing 12 hours a day. We spoke to them, and it was more around 6 to 8, which is still a fair bunch of hours. They've switched for about 2 months now, and they've come here, gave Games an absolute run for their money. I think Games were very happy to come out of that match on top. Are you a little bit surprised with their progress? Have you practiced against them online, and is there anything that that you think is unique about them that makes them advance this quickly?
Well, it's the same with them and the same with the ESC. You know, they're coming from 1.6. They were a top team in 1.6. We played them once on an official game. I think it was Star Ladder on Train, and that was, I think, a month ago. And already then they were quite good. You know, the same with them. You know, they're really strong individual players. Markelov, Edward, and you know they can. You know, if you take the duel, you really need to hit those shots. So I'm a little bit surprised about this event. They did really well. Good for them. I think it's needed as well for them, as well for ESC, to feel that they're making progress in the game, so they don't just lose the motivation and whatnot. So I really hope that they will keep on practicing, and I hope to see them at the next event.
If you were to pick one team right now that is up and coming, that you would say you have to look out for the most as NIP because of their experience, because of the total package they have, who would it be? Would it be ESC, Navi? Do you think Very Games are going to make a resurgence, or maybe someone totally else?
I think as for Very Games, I think they need a little bit more time now with the new player. Obviously, RPK, Rape King, as I would call him, he did a lot for the team. I don't think people realize how good he was and how much he did for Very Games. As far as what we might fear, I think it would be ESC and Navi. Like, as long as they keep on playing, those are the two teams that I would say that they want to put down the time, they want to become the best in the world, same as us. So I think that next event or the upcoming events will be a lot harder if they keep on practicing.
Talking about getting global, actually, CS seems to be taking off really well as well, because last week we got news through that there was going to be an event in Dubai. Obviously, you guys, without any problems, qualified for the USA finals of the ESCA season. What do you make of that? How many do you think the scene is going to grow this year? Because an event in Dubai for $40,000, I think that's no peanuts.
Yeah, I think if you compare it to Source, in Source we only had events in Europe. I think that it's great that it's expanding to other regions of the world. The Dubai event is great, as well as ESEA. I think that it's a great thing that they're doing, trying to make it worldwide. They're putting in a lot of effort and a lot of time to make it happen. So the only thing that I'm really missing now is an event in Asia. That would be awesome. And that would really increase the number of people playing as well. Because obviously now the Asian CS:GO scene is quite small compared to Europe and US. So I would love to see an event in Asia, and I would love to see more Asians start playing the game.
All right, we're getting down to the final few questions, and I guess that means that we're also going to get down to the finals that you just played. It was against, I guess, a surprising team. If you look at all the teams that attended here, and Anexis come out as the other finalist, I guess maybe you didn't expect that as much, and then they give you quite a run for your money on Nuke as well. Got the same score as VG got on you online. So. What do you make of them? I heard there was, I mean, not really bad blood, but I mean, maybe it's nice that you got the victory over them after what I've heard.
It's always nice to beat new teams in the finals. Obviously, we played Very Games a few times in the finals now, as well as ESC at NorthCon and Curse Gaming at Thor. So it's always nice to see new teams coming in, playing in the finals, for the grand prize. As for Anexis goes in general, I think that they need to learn a little bit about how they show themselves to the public. Obviously, harassing people and stuff like that. The way that they're doing, for me, it's not really that professional. They might think that it's working for them, but obviously it's going to bite them in the ass sometime. Which obviously, I would just say if they were to have done that to our team, after losing, they would just make it look even worse. But yeah, it was a great event for Anexis. I think that they played well throughout the tournament, and we'll see if they can, keep improving and keep going, and hopefully we'll see them in another final.
13. Whoa. Were you saving strats again?
We were saving strats on Nuke actually, on T side. We're preparing for Copenhagen Games and ESEA, so we wanted to save some T strats on Nuke for sure. On Inferno though, we decided to just play our own game and just obviously see what happens. So, but we were saving strats again on Nuke.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a nice bite. What about the comparison between Prague and this one? Because honestly, this one has been put a little bit in a bad light because of the delays, and we ask everyone, what about the feedback that you can give us to improve it for the next one? Obviously, we have Esports Heaven Birmingham coming up So how can you help us improve? And which of the two did you actually like most?
I think that it's great on this event that you increase the number of people or teams attending. It was 16. In Prague, it was 8. As for the delays, it's always going to happen. It's a shame for the spectators, but obviously, you know, it's something that you can't really look at. You know, yeah, we have PC problems. We had various other problems as well. I think that the internet in Prague was a little bit better, so it was a little bit more stable in regards to GoTV and whatnot. Other than that, for us, as always, we got enough sleep. Today, though, we started playing at 10 and we just finished at 11:30. So yeah, the brackets and stuff like that, it did take a lot of time. But obviously, like when you have events like this, and especially when you're expanding to 16 teams, you can only learn from your mistakes. So I think that the next event in Birmingham will be even better. The only thing that I would say was negative would be the 75 hertz monitors. Yeah. Obviously, like people playing from home, they have the 120 hertz 2MS. That would be something that, you know, everyone would really love to get in the next event, because it does improve the gameplay by quite a lot.
Yeah, that's something we've heard from almost everyone, I think, and I'm quite sure we'll look into having that happen. It's always great talking to you. I'm going to give you the last words. Get your shout-outs, get your thanks to the sponsors and everything.
Yeah, I just want to thank all my sponsors, as well as the NIP management. They're, like I said before, they're terrific. We couldn't have done this without them. I just want to say a big shout-out to my teammates as well, and obviously to all the fans. It means a lot, even though, you know, we have a bunch of haters, they want to see us lose. The people that is actually cheering for us, we love you, and we're going to keep on trying to win every single event that we attend.